Alright, so with the release of the, people call them remasters, I call them remakes of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 game, I decided to go ahead and rank every single Tony Hawk game that I have played throughout my life. I've played every single one of these games, and keep in mind, if your favorite Tony Hawk game doesn't make it into Legendary or your favorite lands and never ever touch, I'm sorry. This is just all opinions. So we got every single one here, not all the Tony Hawk games, but the main ones that I played. I'm putting them in tiers of legendary, great, good, okay, and never ever touch. Starting off this list, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which is the first game. I won't put it in great. It was the first game of the entry. I've played it recently on an emulator, and it slightly holds up more than what I thought. But there are some aspects that really make the game kind of unbearable to play at times, like no reverts or no manuals. You can't really do much with the original Pro Skater. Um, but it's the reason why it's going in great is because of nostalgia. I played it a lot when I was a kid. I had a lot of memories of the original Pro Skater when I was a kid, so yeah, that goes in great tier. Next is Project 8, and I want to put this also in great tier. People kind of like to shit on Project 8. I think to me it was the last good Tony Hawk game. I think until the new one that just came out. Um, Project 8 was like really fucking good. I don't get really the hate. I can see why people don't care for it probably. This one went for a more realistic approach, which I personally don't care about. They were trying to compete with the game Skate, and some ways it works, some ways it doesn't. I love when the Tony Hawk games focus more on combos and you try to reach a high combo score. But I mean, in terms of like Tony Hawk games, it's different, it's new, it didn't fall flat on its face like most of the other games have. So I'm gonna put Project 8 in great. It's not legendary, but it's great. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, I'm gonna put that in good. I played this one probably a lot more than Project 8, but replaying through it recently, it's is not as good as I remember it. There are a lot of issues narratively with the game, especially with the end game when you finally build that epic skate park. It doesn't really feel that epic. It feels kind of like a big letdown to me. The soundtrack that this game had was phenomenal. I will say that American Wasteland has easily one of the best soundtracks in any Tony Hawk game. Because it has a lot of good songs in it. My favorite song, "Holiday" by Green Day's in it, which that song's fun to skate to. So I want to put American Wasteland right here. It's a good Tony Hawk game, but it doesn't reach to these tiers. Pro Skater 5, yeah, no, I've played Pro Skater 5. I've beaten it. I hate myself for buying it and playing it. This is easily probably the worst Tony Hawk game I've ever played. It was clunky, it was buggy, glitchy, it crashed so many times, it required two huge updates to even get it to work. This just felt rushed. It was done by Robomoto. It was just an awful, fucking awful Pro Skater game. And honestly, that game probably should have killed the series, but thank God they came back. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I want to go ahead and put this in great. Pro Skater 3 introduced the reverts, which is very helpful for everyone who wanted to keep combos going. So I appreciate the fact that they kept the revert in, that they added the revert in Pro Skater 3. I played this game a hell of a lot. I played a lot of these games a lot. Um, I will say that I felt like this game was probably the easiest out of the Pro Skater games. Like I beat this one at a young age with no problem. So I hope one day they'll remake Pro Skater 3 and 4. That would be amazing. Or they release Pro Skater 3 and 4 DLCs for the new game. That would be amazing. Please do that. I would pay any amount of money, but maybe bump up the challenge more. I love my Tony Hawk games hard. I want to feel frustrated. I want to feel annoyed. So I'm kind of a masochist like that. I want to be fucking annoyed at a Tony Hawk game. It keeps me wanting to go back more and more to beat that challenge. But Pro Skater 3 goes in great. It's still a great Tony Hawk game. Underground 2, this is where I'm going to get very controversial. I'm putting that in Legendary. I get that people don't like Underground 2. It went for a more jackass approach, mainly focusing on Bam Margera more to Tony Hawk. But I love this game. I had this game back on the Xbox, and I remember playing it so many times, man, repeating the story. I love the story, the Secret Skaters, the soundtrack. To me, this is one of the perfect Tony Hawk games. I honestly enjoyed it more than Underground, the first one. I love Underground too. It was such a fun, unique game back in the day, and I love the hilarious story to it. I love the fact that you can get all these secret scares like Jesse James and you know all these crazy secret skaters. So I'm playing Underground and Legendary. I love the game. If they ever remake Underground 1 and 2 as well, I will totally pre-order, 100%. Pro Skater 2, that's going in Legendary. This is to me the best well, now the second best Tony Hawk game ever made. When I was a kid, I got this game in 2002. The game came out in 2000, and I played the fuck out of it on the PlayStation. And I remember just sitting there looking at all the features where they introduced Create a Skater and Create a Park. It was just so awesome. And this is the game that truly got me into skateboarding was Pro Skater 2. So I love Pro Skater 2. Tony Hawk's Underground. I want to piss off a lot of people here. I'm putting that in great. I do love Underground, don't get me wrong. If it wasn't for Underground 2, it would go in Legendary. They did a lot of things to change the formula with this game, but I just don't care for the story of this one as much as I did Underground 2. I think Underground 2 had a more, interesting story than what Underground had. Underground just had a more like, oh, you have a rival type story, you have to beat your rival. In Underground 2, it was a really chaotic and like crazy story, and I love that more. To the Underground fans, I'm sorry. I'm just going to put Underground in great. It's a great game. I just don't think it's legendary status. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. I'm putting that in legendary. I love Pro Skater 4. I think it's probably in terms of Tony Hawk games, it's up there. They did a lot of new things with it, especially with the fact that they removed the timer and you can actually explore the map freely. You got your challenges from NPCs, which is a great addition. I love that. You really get to take your time with the map. The little secrets are hidden within the map, just like the other Pro Skater games, but you have more time. The maps in Pro Skater 4 were ridiculously good. I love the maps in Pro Skater 4. I think they're amazing. So I'm going to put Pro Skater 4 in Legendary tier. I love Pro Skater 4. We got the new release, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. These I consider these remakes. They do a lot new with the game. With Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, I think this is the best Tony Hawk game I have ever played, hands down. They have most of the original soundtrack back with the new soundtrack. The graphics are really damn good. To keep the feel and nostalgia of the original Pro Skater games in one package. You get the remastered of both the games. They introduced the future Pro Skater mechanics, such as the reverts and Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes, so you keep your combos going. Everything about this game is perfect. I love Pro Skater. I have yet to have a single crash. I have yet to have a single glitch. I personally just fucking love Pro Skater 1 and 2. It's a phenomenal fucking game. If you have the money, I just did a review on it. If you want to check out my review, I posted it yesterday. It's a really good fucking game. I love it to death. It's a fantastic game. If you have yet to play it, if you want to get into Tony Hawk games, this is a good game to start off with. Tony Hawk Ride and Tony Hawk Shred, they're both the same game. I'm putting them in Never Ever Touch. It is fucking abysmal. You had to buy this expensive controller, which I did buy. I bought both of them hoping they would be good. Ride was just so unplayable. The whole point of what Tony Hawk wanted to do is you put down a controller and actually feel like you're in the big times. But the way they did it is so horrendous, dude. Oh my god. It's so bad. Oh. I've actually, I thought the whole point of it was you actually had to do the tricks and stuff. I actually tried to kickflip it and it broke. You actually have to stand on it and like twitch the controller a lot. And the controllers were so cheaply made. And you can tell they were cheaply made. I cannot stand Ride or Shred. If you ever see these, do not ever touch these. And last but not least, we got Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. I'm putting that in okay. It is basically the sequel to Project 8, but it was done way worse. And this was the last game, unfortunately, that Neversoft worked on. before Robomoto took over, but Proving Ground was horrendous. Well, not horrendous. It was kind of baddish. They took away from the excellent map structure of Project 8 and dumbed it down. Um, it just felt like a weaker, less better version of Project 8, in my opinion. It was so disappointing. I pre-ordered it and I played it and I just did not care for it. So anyway, guys, this is my tier list for the 20 Hawk games that I have played. You got Underground 2, Pro Skater 2, Pro Skater 4, and 20 Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And Legendary, you got 20 Hawk's Pro Skater, Project 8, Pro Skater 3, and Underground and Great, American Wasteland and Good, Proving Ground and Okay, and Never Ever Touch is Pro Skater 5, Ride and Shred. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. I'm probably going to be doing another tier list sometime soon, but I hope you guys also enjoy my Tony Hawk review as well, and I'll talk to you guys next time.